Okay, everyone, let's get started. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming to the workshop today. We have a lot to go over, so I'm just going to jump right in here. This is a working workshop, so have your notebooks, pen, paper handy. I want you to just kind of work along with me. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Melanie McNamara. I am a transformational life coach, which means I can help you through any transition in your life, a career change, whether you want to achieve a goal, which is what we're talking about today. You're working on self-love. Maybe you have a business goal that you want to achieve, or you just kind of need a complete overhaul in your life. And that's where I was when I found life coaching. I had just come out of a long stretch of battling with stage 3 triple negative breast cancer. And when I was given the all clear and kind of was jumping back into life again, I was a mess and I needed a lot of help. And I sought out life coaching. And it has transformed my life. And it has inspired me to want to help other women who may be struggling with something in their life, whether it's a relationship or, a medical diagnosis or anything. So today we are focusing on setting goals. So how many of you have felt really inspired and set a goal and you were all in for maybe a few days, maybe one day, maybe a couple hours, maybe a month or 2 months or whatever? But slowly, as the days progressed, you started to lose steam, and then you eventually gave up on the goal altogether. And then what we normally do is we wind up beating ourselves up and telling ourselves, well, you never finish anything. Why do you even set goals? You end up never even setting any more goals because you think you're never going to achieve them. So what we're going to do today is we are going to kind of go over some of that, the reasons for that. And the first thing I want to do right now is tell you, do not judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We don't need to do that, right? But if you do, you wind up just beating yourself up. You tell yourself you never finish anything. And so then you never even really set any goals because deep down you think you're not going to achieve those goals anyway. So why bother even setting that goal? You're just going to fail and then you're going to beat yourself up. And who needs all that, right? Okay. So what if I told you that was totally normal, perfectly expected, and nothing has really gone wrong, right? It is just your brain doing its job, what it was designed to do. So when we set a goal, something we've never done before, something that might change your life, your brain perceives that as danger, right? Our brain is hardwired with a motivational triad. Actually, I did a little chart here. Let's see if you can see it. Okay. Let's get you up here. Can you see it? Yep. Okay. We are hardwired to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and to be efficient or expend minimal energy. So our brain perceives anything like that goal as danger, danger, danger. And this motivational triad worked really well back in the cave days when to survive, we needed to seek comfort and food, right? And we needed to avoid dangerous situations like being separated from the group and expend minimal energy where we needed to save our strength to maybe run from a tiger, right? Or just continue the same patterns that we would continue over and over again, the safe patterns. You might understand that this berry here is dangerous for us. So your mind just acknowledges that berry is dangerous, so you don't even pay it any more attention. You walk right by. So that's expending minimal energy and being very efficient in our thought processes, right? So So the problem is our original hardwiring is a little outdated for modern times. Seeking pleasure is so easy to do now, right? We have plenty of food and Netflix to binge and social media to scroll, right? And avoiding pain no longer means avoiding the tigers. It's avoiding failure or embarrassment or frustration or just avoiding hard things or avoiding new things. So doing new things takes a lot of energy in the form of thought work. And our brain likes to expend minimal energy. It takes a lot of work to establish new patterns of thinking, which is exactly what we need to do when we set a goal, when we seek to change. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you the secrets to really committing to a goal and how not to give up on yourself. So the first thing is you have to choose to be uncomfortable on purpose. Right? Fun, super fun, right? You have to trade temporary discomfort for long-term discomfort. Okay, you're either going to experience the temporary discomfort of doing the work you need to do to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams, or you're going to experience the long-term discomfort when you don't achieve those dreams. So when we think about what costs us our dreams, it's usually just one of a few things: fear, confusion, doubt, self-pity, embarrassment. But what are those things? Those are simply emotions, right? They're emotions that we feel when we think thoughts that cause us to feel the embarrassment or the frustration or the doubt. They're emotions that lead to inaction instead of fueling that massive action that we need to change our lives, to achieve a goal, right? Massive action is action you're going to take and continue taking on a consistent basis until you reach your goal. So that includes anticipating obstacles and being willing to fail and try again, and then fail again and take more action, and then do it again and just keep working and keep trying and going over and over and over again until you reach your goal. That is commitment. That is massive action. Okay. So first things first, you need to pick a goal. Pick anything. It doesn't matter what your goal is. Do not indulge in confusion here. We so often say, well, maybe I want to do this, or maybe I should do that. Pick one. It doesn't matter. Just decide, and then don't question your decision again. Making powerful decisions is something I do with my clients all the time, right? If you think about it, the most successful people out there with the most money and the biggest lives, they make very powerful decisions. And what if I told you there are no wrong decisions? What? There are none. If you just decided that there are no wrong decisions, you would be able to make that decision and then go all in doing it for yourself. So you can show yourself that you are an empowered person who is decisive and has their own back, right? That means no matter what, you promise yourself that you will not judge yourself. You won't beat yourself up. You will not call yourself names and believe that you've failed. That's having your own back. So that gives you the confidence to set a goal, knowing that no matter what, you have your own back. Okay, if you are willing to feel any emotion, we talked about some of those emotions that we are absolutely going to feel as soon as we set that goal. If you're willing to feel those emotions, you can keep going and keep taking that action to achieve your dreams, to reach your goals. So, here we go. You're going to pick something, right? Can be anything. It can be a business goal. Maybe you want to sign 5 new clients in the next month. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to create something. Maybe you're an artist and you want to create a piece of art that you're going to do in the next 30 days. Maybe your goal is weight loss. Okay. Maybe you want to lose X amount of pounds, but pick one thing and one thing only. This is where we teach our brain to constrain down to one thing. So often we have a list of all these goals we want to achieve. And we're like, well, should we go for this one, or should we go for that one or the other one? Right. And then we're just indulging in that confusion. Instead of just picking one, think about it. It's 30 days. Right now, you're not going for any of them. So you pick one and you work towards that one. And then you can pick another one, but focus in, constrain on that one goal. So here is the process. You're going to say by X date and time. And if we're doing a 30-day goal, it would be October 17th. So by October 17th, I will have completed and created X goal, right? I will know I'm done because of a measurable result. So here's what that looks like. By October 17th at 6 p.m., I will have stayed on my food protocol for 30 days. I will know I am done because I will have lost 8 pounds, between 7 and 10 pounds. Okay. So if your goal is weight loss. So this was my goal last month. I have lost 10 pounds as of this morning. Woo, woo. So I'm very excited about that. One thing I want to caution here as well, when you set a goal, don't think that your life is going to be rainbows and daisies and you're going to be so much happier when you achieve that goal. This is another concept that we talk about in coaching. It's like right here and now, you have the capacity for all the happiness that you ever will have. So you can be just as happy now as you will be when you achieve that goal. Okay, kind of mind-blowing. So often we set goals thinking, well, we want to set the goal because our life is going to be so much better. No, the reason, the goal of setting a goal is who you become along the way. So if you're often someone who sets a goal and then just never completes it, or maybe someone who doesn't set goals because deep down they don't think that they're going to achieve it, who you become along the way is going to be someone who has their own back, someone who honors their word to themselves, right? So write down your goal. Remember, by October 17th, I will have completed and created X goal, and I will know I am done because of whatever you're going to measure that by. Make sure you can measure it. You can't just say, well, I will have grown my business in the next 30 days. Well, how? How are you going to grow your business? Be specific, okay? So, and then you'll know you've completed it. All right, so pick something that does cause you to stretch a little bit, something that in 30 days you believe could be available to you, will be available to you. You just need to stretch a little bit. All right, so now's the time to commit, okay? We have to have commitment. So ask yourself, why do I want to achieve this goal? There's a lot of journaling involved here, okay? So make sure you have your notebook. Why do you want to achieve this goal? So my reason might be, I want to become a person who is not controlled by food, okay? I want to be able to eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm satisfied and not constantly give in to urges to overeat. Or in the past, I've been a very, very much an emotional eater, and I never recognized that. I thought, no, I just eat a lot. I like to eat, or, whatever it might be. I eat healthy foods, but I would overeat them or eat when I wasn't hungry. So maybe my why might be, I want to become a person who is not controlled by food. And so I've actually achieved that. I feel very good about how far I've come in the last 30 days at minimum, but I've been working on this for a while. So then ask yourself, why will you do it no matter what? Okay? No matter what. Because as soon as you set that goal, your brain is going to go berserk. Your brain is going to be like, it's either going to be like, woohoo, we're ready. And then you're going to be like, wait a minute, I set this goal. Now all those negative thoughts are going to come up. So you need to have your big why. Why am I doing this? And it doesn't have to be one reason. I suggest that you pick a few different reasons. One of my reasons is I wanted to look good in cute clothes. I want to shop and buy whatever I want to buy. I don't want to take an hour every morning trying to pick out clothes that mask my splendor. Someone said that one time. It was so funny. Also, in achieving this goal, I became a person who loved herself for who she was. That's when the pounds really started melting off. That's a whole nother class. That's a whole nother work on loving yourself. But I did know that when I lose the weight, it's not going to be any happier than I was then. I had to learn to love myself where I was at. That's when everything started just happening for me. Okay, so why will you do it no matter what when things come up? So then who will you be accountable to? So here's the thing. Many of us need an accountability partner where they're at now. Excuse me. If you've been a person who maybe hasn't achieved their goals and you always look to an accountability partner, this might be important for you to have someone there who's going along on your journey with you to reach this goal. I'll be your accountability partner. Feel free to send me a message. I'll be there for you. I suggest you learn to be accountable to yourself. As we're doing this, we are building a relationship with ourselves. We are honoring ourselves, right? We are learning to be someone who sets a goal and achieves the goal, okay? So be accountable to yourself. You can check with me. I'll be happy to be your accountability partner. Choose someone in your family maybe, or a friend, whatever you need to do. Okay, so now we need to understand that at first, our feelings will not be what they need to be to complete our goal, right? We talked about that. As soon as we set the goal, all these feelings are going to come up. And they're probably going to be some of frustration or fear. Or, like a fear of failure, confusion, whatever they might be. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some thought work, okay? So we're going to decide what is our current thinking right now that's causing our feelings. So first we have to decide when we set our goal, what feelings do we immediately feel, okay? So I want you to brainstorm, write down just some of the feelings that you feel when you think about the goal you just set, okay? Some of them might be, you might feel excited, you might feel confused, nervous, you might feel some doubt. Whatever you're feeling, just write that down. Okay, so then ask yourself, what is my current thinking that's causing this feeling? So if you're feeling confused, you may think, oh, I don't know how to do it. That's okay, put that down. Maybe you're nervous. Maybe I don't want to do it wrong. Or fear, like I'm afraid I won't stay committed and then I'll beat myself up. Because that's really what happens. We think failure is, just something that happens in the world. Failure is something we tell ourselves. It's a thought we have that causes us to feel, usually deep down, it's shame, right? We think, oh my gosh, I failed. We tell ourselves we failed, and then we feel shame. The beauty is we can change our thoughts, right? All of my coaching is based around thought work and how our thinking creates our feelings, which drives all of our actions and inactions and creates all the results in our lives. Okay, so we definitely need to know what we're thinking. Everything we do or don't do is driven by a feeling. Everything we want to create is driven by how we think we'll feel in achieving it, or we want to avoid a negative feeling. So we back off, we stop doing something. Okay. So, so there you go. So what are you currently feeling? What is your current thinking that's causing that feeling? Okay. Now, if you've seen my my videos on the model. We're going to do a quick model here. And if you ever need help with your models, just shoot me a message. Happy to help. But remember, this is a model. Okay. We have circumstances. C, this is our C line. We have a circumstance, right? You can put your goal in the circumstance line. We can also put our goal in the result line, but for now we're setting the goal. So what we're doing is we're putting it in the circumstance line. I've set the goal of X, right? Your current thinking, just one thought. Pick one thought that's coming up for you. And then what's the feeling that you feel when you think that thought? Okay. And then what might you do if you're, say, feeling confusion? If you're telling yourself, I don't know how to do this. Maybe you're feeling confusion. Your actions would probably be lack of action, right? We kind of spin. An action could be something we're thinking too. So we ruminate on thoughts or we spin in confusion, like, I don't know what to do, right? We may procrastinate. Former procrastinator here. So we're indulging in confusion, we're procrastinating, maybe we start working on other things, maybe we doubt our goal, we start thinking, well, maybe that's not the right goal. No, we're not doing that. So then the result is, you're not going to know how to do it. Our results are always going to be evidence of our original thought. So that would be your no result model. Now we need to decide what are the feelings we want and need to achieve our goal, to get our work done. You may think committed, excited, empowered, focused, clear, determined, efficient, willing. There's all kinds of feelings. What feeling would you need? Because everybody is driven, some feelings cause us, people, just different, we have different results, different people have different results with different feelings. But for the most part, those are some of the common ones we would need to feel on a daily basis to get our goal reached, right? So if you're thinking, I don't know exactly what to do, you may need to feel determined. You may need to feel curious. Okay, well, if I feel curious, my actions would be, I'm going to figure out what I need to do, right? So decide what yours are. Okay, so what is your feeling? So then what is the thought you need to believe to create that emotion? So, I can do this. I deserve whatever your goal is. Maybe your goal is a monetary goal, like some kind of financial goal. You could say, I deserve financial freedom. I desire financial freedom. I know exactly what to do. If you tell yourself, I know exactly what to do, you get determined to go find those answers, right? It's very so now complete the model for the result you want. So my circumstance was last month, but let's just say, for example, maybe it's yours too, stay on my food protocol for 30 days. And my thought would be, I desire to be someone who is not driven by food. And then my feeling would be maybe committed, maybe driven, right? Disciplined. And then my action would be, I follow my food protocol. I allow the urges when they come up. I journal. I allow the urges, but I don't eat the food. And then my result would be, I stay on my protocol all month and I reach my goal of losing X amount of pounds. So being 100% committed is what will get it done. So now is the time to brainstorm. You need to brainstorm everything you need to do to accomplish your goal. So make a huge list, right? You're going to write everything out. So for example, if you're, what you want to do is maybe create 5 clients in the next 30 days. You're going to write out the actions you need to do to create those clients in your business. Maybe it's, if it is staying on your food protocol, what are you going to need to do? You're going to need to decide on your protocol. Maybe you want to run it by your accountability partner to see what they think about it. Maybe you need to go shopping for the foods that you're going to eat. Maybe you need to make a plan for late at night. If you're a late night snacker or an after work snacker, you're gonna have to make a plan for what you're gonna do when those urges come up, right? You're gonna schedule times to eat. Okay, so just break it down, and then step by step. So this is going to take a little bit longer than our workshop. So just make a note of that. That's what you're going to do. Then we are going to decide, what are our obstacles, right? Because there's always going to be obstacles. If there weren't obstacles to achieving our goal, you'd already have them, right? So what we want to do is turn our obstacles into strategies. Any obstacle can be turned into a strategy, and planning ahead is what really works for this. So let's say, so you want to ask yourself, what is between you and your goal? So say your goal is to build your business, create 5 clients. Maybe you think you want to build your website, or create a podcast, or develop a plan for your new clients. Maybe it's, if your goal is maybe to lose weight like mine was, it would be, what's in between? Well, I have those times when maybe I go out to lunch with a friend, or maybe it's, I really crave food at certain times of the day, again, like what we said earlier. Right? So what is between you and your goal? So really think about all the obstacles that might come up and list them. Okay. Then think, what is hard about it? What's hard about this obstacle that's making me, that's putting an obstacle, right? That's challenging. So maybe if you're creating your clients, maybe it's putting yourself out there because you're going to feel uncomfortable, right? Maybe taking the time to plan. Maybe you think you're too busy. That again is a thought. Busy is not a feeling. Busy is not a thing. It's a thought we have. Busy is not a circumstance. So you decide what is between you and your goal, what is hard about it, and what do you think you need help with? So you want to think about that. Like if you want to build a website, maybe you need help. Maybe you need to hire someone to build your website. Maybe if you need an accountability partner, maybe you need help with that. Maybe if you want to develop a food protocol that has some healthier food options, maybe you want to find someone like someone to help you with your plan. So, or maybe you want to get some if you're signing new clients, maybe you want to get some testimonials from your old clients, right? So you need to ask for help there. Or with your business, maybe it's you need to develop a contract between you and your clients. So, yeah, maybe if your goal is that you want to drink less, and one of your obstacles is, but I love to, you get frustrated and overeat, whatever it is, you really, really think about it. Take a little time and think about it and list them all out. Now, there are 2 different kinds of obstacles. There's a skill gap, and then there's a thought error, we'll say. So a skill gap might be building that website, right? Maybe you want to do it yourself, but you don't know how. Everything is figure outable. Marie Forleo said it best. I love it. Everything is figure outable. So if you're saying, well, I don't know how to do something, that's just a matter of you deciding you're going to figure it out, right? So list all those obstacles and then, decide, is it a skill gap or is it a thought error? A thought error, again, is I don't know how. I need to learn how to do this thing. That would be a skill gap. So now we need to develop our strategies, right? So you have a list of obstacles. Turn each one into a strategy or a skill that you need to develop. So, and then add them to your list of to-dos. So, for example, if I like to eat when I'm out with my friends, I may decide I will fast when I'm out with my friends, and I will plan for those feelings of deprivation, and I'll eat dinner before I go out, right? I will plan to have a few glasses of wine during the month, and I won't drink unless it's pre-planned. And you could switch that out to a certain food. Like, I love pizza. Pizza's my thing. I love eating my pizza. And I understand that I love eating my pizza. So I will plan the days that I'm going to have pizza, and I will plan how many slices of pizza I will have instead of just mindlessly eating half a pizza because it tastes good. And so that's how you're going to flip them around to strategies. Okay, now is kind of the tedious part. You need to put everything in your calendar, right? It's so important. This is the proactive work that's going to make everything else easier. Okay, you cannot make any exceptions here. This is so important. You are going to schedule time even to coach yourself to do this work, because I'm going to tell you the daily strategies we use. So some things are going to be done daily, like that. So obviously, if I'm trying to lose weight, my daily protocol, I'm going to have daily work on that. Maybe your goal was to write a book, and that's not something you're going to do every day. Maybe you're going to schedule 3 days a week where you work on your book. And decide how many chapters you're going to get finished, or whatever it looks like for you. You're going to want to schedule your family time and your work time first, and your daily requirements. Make sure you schedule downtime in there, you guys. It's really important. You know, even during the day, you make sure you schedule drive time if you're driving and things like that, right? And let's see. So you're going to want to do that. Give yourself time to plan. Give yourself time to schedule. Give yourself time to rest. I talk a lot about your future self. So we're looking to the future, our future self, who in 30 days has achieved this goal, right? We want to be kind to her. We want to be kind to that version of ourselves. And we want to be kind to the version of ourselves who is working on this goal every day or every week for the next 30 days. So you don't want to be, like food protocol. If I want to lose weight, I'm not going to just restrict and be ridiculous for my future self. I'm going to plan things like that pizza. Yes, you get pizza. It's okay. It's totally fine. There are no wrong foods. Or like if you just schedule back to back to back things that you're going to complete, all these tasks, it's no fun. You have to give yourself time to rest. Why did I say order? I don't know. Okay, so exceptions and a backup plan. So many people do not want to schedule things because they want to keep their calendar free flowing. They want to be spontaneous, right? But when you focus on being productive during the times you work, you have much more free time. Don't make exceptions unless in case of an emergency, if there's blood. If you're schooling from home with your kids, you know that you're going to need some of that buffer time in there. You know you're going to need it, schedule it in there, right? So in case you do need a backup plan, schedule time in there for that. Maybe it's 3 hours on Thursday afternoon, or maybe it's a half hour or an hour at the end of the day, or maybe it's whatever you put in there. Schedule a little time for backup time, but don't use it as a crutch to be like, okay, I scheduled an hour to write this chapter of my book, but it's okay if it takes longer because I've got my buffer time filled in. Don't do that. Promise yourself that if you give yourself an hour to write that chapter, you're going to take 1 hour, and that's it. And then the time you scheduled for like a backup plan for buffering is just free time now, right? How wonderful is that? I love that idea. Okay, so now you have your process for the month. You have everything that you're going to need to do. Now, the only thing you have to do is stick to your plan, right? So this is the daily work you're going to need to do every day, every morning, right? You can do it in the evening. You can do it before bed if you want, or you can do it right in the morning. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to journal what I accomplished yesterday, right? As it pertains to your goal. So you write down, what did I accomplish yesterday? Number 2, what is on the schedule for today? So you want to make sure you write that in there, because here's the very important piece of it, you guys. What are my thoughts and feelings about what's on my schedule today? So we're going to go back to, what are those thoughts coming up? What are the feelings coming up? Right? And it's kind of like a mini thought download. We talk about thought downloads a lot, right? So this one is just focused on those action steps you are taking that day to achieve your goal. Okay, so then you're going to complete a model on one of the thoughts that is not serving you. We don't call them negative thoughts. They're just thoughts that are not serving you. We don't judge our thoughts, right? They don't have inherent moral value or anything. They're just thoughts. So which ones are serving you, which ones aren't? So grab a thought that's not serving you. So a circumstance might be, I set X food on my protocol, okay, for today. And then a thought that comes up might be, oh, I don't want to eat that, right? And then I might feel, what would I feel? Oh, I don't want to eat that. I might feel frustrated. I might feel sad. Like, oh, I put that on my thing. I put that on my protocol and I don't really want to eat it, right? So then what's going to happen? My actions from feeling that deprivation, I think that's what it is. I would feel deprived. I would feel deprived of not getting to eat the foods I want, and I have to eat that food. Remember, I decided that this is what I wanted to eat that day. So if I think I don't want to eat that food, I feel deprived, my action might be, I'm just going to eat it anyway. It's called like a micro quit on ourselves, right? Be like, I can argue with myself, like, it's okay. I'll just this once. I'll eat this thing just this once. It's not a big deal. It's not going to make a difference. It's just substituting. But then I don't honor myself. I don't honor my decisions ahead of time, right? So do a model on your unintentional thoughts, right? The one that's not serving you. Now, ask yourself, how do you want and need to feel to do your work that day, to follow your plan today, right? You might need to feel focused or certain. We can go back to that original list that you created of thoughts that you would need to feel, right? I might want to feel dedicated or committed. I just want to feel committed to my plan. I want to feel committed to myself that I'm going to eat on my protocol, right? So then you create a model with a new thought, right? So it might be food protocol for the day. And my thought might be, I am becoming someone who honors her word to herself, right? That's who I'm becoming. I'm becoming someone who says what she's going to do and she does it. And then I feel committed. And then my actions are going to be, I follow my food protocol, right? And then the result is I'm going to be following my protocol and losing the weight. Love it. You can only put yourself in the result line. Okay. So you're going to do that every single day. And you may feel like it's tedious. You may feel like it's repetitive, but let's go back to the brain, how our brain is hardwired for efficiency. It wants to do the same thing. We have over 60,000 thoughts a day, and many of them are the same thoughts that we have been thinking since we were born, right? It's beliefs and thoughts and images that we've absorbed throughout our whole lives. And beliefs are simply thoughts that we've thought over and over again, right? So sometimes we don't realize that our beliefs are really just a thought. We think it's fact, and it's not. So to develop new thought patterns, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of thought work to develop those new go-to thought patterns, right? So you need to practice that thought work daily. You need to see what's going on in your brain daily. Do those thought downloads. See what comes up without judgment. There's no judging, okay? There's no judging your thoughts. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts your brain offers you, and you can choose to take a look at them, and you can choose to keep the ones you like, that are serving you, that are getting you to your goals, and you can choose just to disregard the ones that aren't, right? Without judging them, without getting mad and beating yourself up. I can't believe I thought that thought, right? No, it's just thoughts. So it's daily work. And over time, you're going to see that your brain will start to offer you those thoughts that serve you more and more and more, okay? Those negative thoughts, those thoughts that aren't serving you, we'll just call them negative thoughts, they're going to pop up less and less. Now, it doesn't mean they never pop up. They're going to come back. But you just say, oh, that's so interesting. That's so interesting, brain, that you were offering me that thought because we decided we weren't thinking that thought anymore, right? We're thinking this thought because we want to be committed. We want to achieve this goal, right? We're becoming someone who follows their word to themselves, right? So, my friends, that is the process for achieving your goals. So here's what you may have learned in the past is, okay, set a goal and do all these things. These are the action steps, right? And that's it. You guys, the model does not lie. The model is the key to your dreams. It's thought, feeling, action. Whoops, I can't do this. Thought, feeling, action, result. It is not action, thought, feeling, or action, result, thought, feeling. It's thought, feeling, action, result. Okay? And you're okay. So many people think, so let's use my weight loss example. If I had thought, I will love myself when I lose the weight, I'm going to beat myself up on the way down. I'm going to not love myself. I'm going to be mean to myself. I'm going to be hard and restrictive to myself on the way down. Instead of, what do I need to think and feel in order to take the action to lose the weight, right? Thinking you're too fat, the feeling is not a good feeling that comes from that. It's a lot of shame. And when we're feeling shame, we're not taking shame. To me, it's like a shame blanket. It's like curling up in your bed with the covers over, right? It's not it's not a feeling that's going to fuel any positive action, right? So if I think I love myself no matter what, I feel love for myself. I feel excitement. And I take those actions to follow my food protocol in order to create that result of, I lose the weight, but I love myself on the way down. I'm not mean to myself. I don't beat myself up. That is a process. That is the process for committing to your goals and deciding ahead of time that you are going to achieve your goal and becoming that person you want to become. Okay. Please feel free to join my Facebook group. I do Facebook Lives in there every week. You're welcome to shoot me a message, ask me a question. I do one-on-one coaching. So if you want to take this work deeper, working one-on-one, I'd love to jump on a call with you and see what it is you want to create in your life. What do you want to create? What do you want to stop doing? Do you want to find the obstacles to your goal? Because it's really hard to see our brains, to see the way our mind is thinking on our own. it so often takes somebody else, someone like a coach, who can really listen to what's going on with you and kind of reflect your brain back to you and reflect your thinking back and show you. And then we work through the model and we work together, having a lot of fun along the way. And I guarantee you are going to get to your goal a lot quicker working with someone. So be happy to talk to you. Just shoot me a message and we'll set up a time to chat one-on-one, or just join my Facebook group. I do trainings like this. I do Facebook Lives, and you can follow along that way. So thanks so much for coming today, and make it a great week. Good luck on your goal. It's not luck, it's commitment. You got this. I'll just say that. You got this. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.